In this session, we meet Jaylen, an 18-year-old who has been meeting with Dr. Ford for several months. Jaylen was recently moved from juvenile detention to adult prison for charges on murder and grand theft. Jaylen's father wasn't present in his life, and his mom was murdered and found by Jaylen when he was just 10. And since that time, he has felt responsible to be the man of the family and care for his grandmother and younger brother. He fell into working for neighborhood drug dealers, and at age 14, he moved in with 19-year-old Liliana. They now have a toddler son, Jade. Jaylen is serving time for having killed a man during a carjacking. Only after Jaylen drove off did he discover there was a baby in the back seat. He made a decision to return to the crime scene and bring back the child, which resulted in his being apprehended and arrested. In this session, Dr. Ford has to tell Jaylen that they can no longer continue to meet. Dr. Ford is being transferred to another prison clinic. This due to external administrative decisions with which Dr. Ford did not agree, but which he was required to respect. He begins the session aware that this will be a loss for Jaylen that may evoke memories of the loss of his mother and strong feelings of anger and grief. Still, he hopes to both encourage Jaylen's therapeutic engagement and growth while he prepares him for the news about their therapy needing to end.
Jaylen.
Doc?
How you doing?
I'm fine. What happened to your face?
Oh, just a little surgery. Had to take out a little spot there. Too much sun. How you doing?
I ain't got much going on, Doc.
No?
What am I supposed to be doing?
Good question.
I don't know, man. I guess I'm just tired or whatever.
Something on your mind?
Nah, not really. I don't be sleeping right in here. It's not, this might sound obvious or whatever, but it's not comfortable or anything, so.
It's not home.
Yeah, it's not. I guess it's just because, I don't know, I'd be having this dream. You know how, dreams happen, again and again. You'll have it one night, wait a couple days, and you'll have the same one again.
Certainly can happen, yeah. That's what's going on?
Man, ever since I've been in here, man, I've been having the same fucking dream, dude, and I can't stay asleep. I'll wake up, I'll go back to sleep, have the same dream, wake up, go back to sleep, have the same dream, and again, I don't know, man. It's making it hard to think about anything else.
What is it that wakes you up in the dream?
You know, sometimes you'll fall or you'll be underwater or something happens and that always wakes you up. It's not like that. It's my mom's. She
In the dream?
Well, yeah, not obviously not.
I know she's
real
not.
life, so
I know she's not here.
it's tough because it's I should start at the start of it. I'm in my room, the cell, right? And they come and get me and they tell me that I got a visitor, and I'm like, all right, it's Jade and Lily. It's gotta be. Who the fuck else is coming to see me?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited, obviously. I want to see Jade, but I know something in me knows that they're not supposed to be here. It's not the day that they're supposed to be here.
Something's not quite right.
Well, right, yeah. They usually let me know when they're coming.
Mm-hmm.
And they walk me out. We're walking down the halls or whatever. And, I get to the hall where I know, right around the left here is where I'm about to see them.
Mm-hmm.
Man, tell me how when I'm in this hallway, I don't hear Lily and I don't hear Jade, but it's my fucking mom's.
You hear your mom?
I can hear her clear as day, like I used to.
Mm.
And she sounds just like I remember her.
And what do you hear when you hear your mom?
I just hear her. I don't. Sounds like she's talking to somebody. I can't really make out what she's saying.
But you hear her voice. And it sounds just like her.
Well, it's definitely her.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely mom's voice. And, it gets to the point where like I know I'm supposed to turn and like go and see her, but like I freeze for a moment because I want to see her, like I do. I just don't want to see her like that.
The way you saw her back then?
Well, yeah, but even worse than that, because that's one thing. I already seen that, right? But it's been years. She's been gone for years. So, what's she look like now? I don't know what would be worse, honestly, if she looked like she did in the moment, or like if she was like a zombie or whatever. But I don't want to see her like that. So I like wait for a minute, and then I'm like, well, I mean, the other part of me takes over. I'm like, well, that's my mom. I gotta go see her. So I go and I turn the corner, and I'm fully expecting her to be there, and that's where I wake up. Like every time, right in that moment.
And do you see her? No.
No.
So you turn the corner, you've heard her voice, and then it all stops.
Yeah, I don't see anybody. I don't see the hall. I just turn it and wake up.
And what goes through your mind? What's your first thought when you wake up?
I don't know, really. Thankful a little bit that it's not her, because I mean, I don't want her to be here and see me like this, but I'm also obviously a little upset. I'd love to see my mom's again, but a little bit after waking up, I remember that that's just not possible. So
You kind of bring yourself back to reality, so to speak.
I guess, yeah.
The dream sounds very real too. I realize it's just a dream.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like the halls, like we could walk down them. I could show you the hallway. Like, it felt real.
Everything sounds like it was exactly the way it would be.
Yeah.
Except there's your mom, or at least you hear her voice.
I mean, it's definitely her. I've never heard anyone else sound like that before, so.
Do you think of her much, Jaylen? Your mom?
Yeah, I mean, all the time.
What do you think about?
There's nothing really in particular, but like I don't, like she's always on my mind. Like sometimes I'll think about, I don't know, like a memory or something, but I don't know. If I think about Jade, I'll think about her too. Yeah.
So somehow she and Jade are connected. Makes sense. She's Jade's grandma.
Would have been. Well, I guess she is, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah. But back to that first thought. So you wouldn't want her to see you in here.
Yeah.
And how do you imagine she'd see you?
Like Jade and Lily.
Okay, so how does Jade see you?
He sees his dad.
But what do you see on his face when he sees you, when he visits?
I mean, he smiles, he laughs.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Like he's happy to see you?
I'd say so.
Like it's important to him?
Well, yeah, it's important to any kid to see their parent. So, yeah, I mean.
But that's not necessarily a happy important. Sometimes kids aren't so happy to see their parents.
Maybe he wouldn't be so happy if he saw me more often, but.
Well, it sounds like he's happy when he sees you because he sees you. He sees his dad. And if you had a mirror, which you don't, when you're with Jade, what would we see on your face?
Probably the same thing.
Happiness. Even in this place, I get you. I know this is not a place where it's easy to feel anything other than just nothing, or frustration, or all kinds of difficult feelings. But with Jade, something else comes in.
I mean, it has to. It's my son, so.
And do you think that maybe that has something to do with how your mom saw you when she was alive?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure.
You said you have memories of her. Any particular memory?
I got plenty.
Yeah, anyone that comes to mind?
I don't know. It's like this weird thing. We used to do when I was like in school, and it was always on like the first or the last day, and or both. And she would like just take me out for ice cream, and I always looked forward to that because I don't think any kid really wants to be in school or anything like that. So on the first day, I knew at the end of the day I would be getting some ice cream. So.
You made it. You had something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really, boy, your mom was really smart.
I mean, kids love ice cream, so.
Oh, but you can do a lot with ice cream, but your mom did it in a particular way. She knew something about you, right?
I mean, she knows plenty, yeah, but yeah, she was smart, so.
And then she did it on the last day of school, too.
Yeah.
Did that signify something, do you think? I mean, you might not have known at the time, but looking back, was she telling you something, do you think?
I don't know. Like, maybe like sometimes by the end of the year you don't want to leave. You've been around your friends for a while. So like, that was your way of going back to not seeing them.
Oh, okay. Like helping you deal with the separation?
I mean, I guess.
It's interesting to me that you don't think of that as possibly, and again, I'm not saying this is for sure, but sometimes that kind of a gesture on the part of a parent is, and I bet you do this with Jade, it's a way of showing you that she felt proud of you.
I mean,
is that possible?
Maybe it's definitely possible, but I ain't really thought about it like that. I know Jade likes ice cream, though.
How do you show him that you're proud of him?
I mean, I try to just tell him, I guess.
You literally say you're proud of him?
Maybe not in those words. I don't really think he'd understand that necessarily, but I'll play with him, like trying to like, play the games he likes to play or whatever. Throw a ball around with him or something.
So you do stuff he likes.
Yeah.
And in doing that, my guess is you probably are not using that as an opportunity to tell him how to do it better all the time or correcting him.
Well, like, I want him to get good at things, so like I'll tell him how to do them.
You might teach him how to do it.
Yeah. But kids they're not great at things, so you just gotta, let him be bad before he gets good, I guess.
I know this is gonna sound like a weird question, but how do you think Jade feels after he's been throwing the ball around with you? How do you think he feels? Based on what you see.
Happy.
How do you think he feels about himself?
I don't know. Probably happy. Like he's just happy to be with me.
That's how he feels about being with you, which is important, really important, because you're his dad. But that's not how he feels about himself.
I don't know how kids feel about themselves, really.
So maybe that's why you didn't think that maybe your mom was telling you that she was proud of you when you completed a year of school.
Yeah, I guess that's, yeah.
You work pretty hard at not seeing that about yourself, that you're somebody that a mom or a son might feel proud of, or who might help a son feel proud of himself.
It's not necessarily like that. Like, I know my mom was proud of me.
Do you?
Yeah, but I just know she wouldn't be proud of this.
So that's why you wouldn't want her to see you and hear.
Yeah.
Because this is not where she would want you to be. This is not how she saw you or what you're capable of. So what she'd see is what you don't want, as well as what she doesn't want. I know that seems obvious.
Yeah.
But she'd also see you, her son.
Yeah.
And what kind of a young man would she see? The way she knew you when you were a kid, what would she see? Who would she see?
I don't know, man. Like, she'd see me. And she'd see someone who did something wrong.
Oh, you think she'd only see someone who did something wrong?
I'm not. You're trying to get me to say, like, she would only see this. She's not going to look at me and see one thing ever. I know that. So I don't know, like, you want me to focus on on something different other than me being in here? Like, that seems like it's going to be the biggest thing she's thinking about.
You think so?
Or getting me out of here.
Is that the biggest thing you think about when Jade does something that he shouldn't do?
Well, in a way, yeah. I think about how it would be different if I was there. Like, if I wasn't in here, I could,
No, I'm talking about how you see Jade. Do you see him as just a problem? When he's...
Sometimes, when he's acting up.
Yeah? And do you lose track entirely of the young man who you love? I doubt it.
No.
Well, maybe that's the young man that your mom would see. Someone who's a dad and who loves his son.
But can't be with him.
And who feels really bad about that.
Because of my own choices.
Ah. So you think it's just choices, huh? Well, let's revisit that choice. So you made a choice about the car.
Yeah.
And I know that's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you ended up in a confrontation. And you took another person's life. And that's a tough one. It's a real tough one. And then you drove off. And if I'm missing anything, I'm just not trying to dwell on it, but just to get the key points. You drove off with the car. And then what happened?
Man, you know what happened.
Well, maybe I shouldn't act like I don't know, but maybe you could tell me what went through your mind when you decided to turn around and go back.
You ain't supposed to hurt kids, you know. You ain't supposed to do wrong by them, and I know that, so I brought the car back.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of a man does that? Who protects a kid?
I don't know, any man in his right mind.
Oh, you think that's just ordinary?
For someone who's thinking straight, yeah.
Well, you were in the middle of something pretty intense, and yet you were thinking straight.
I think so.
Uh-huh. So, do you think your mom would see a young man who's made some mistakes, but who also has an ability to think very, very clearly at times?
Man, of course, but like, it doesn't change anything. Like, I'm still here. Like, no one gave me any type of reward or prize or nothing for bringing the car back. It doesn't matter.
I'm not trying to say that you're an angel. I'm not trying to say you're perfect. I'm not trying to get you to just think of yourself as a positive, totally nice, good human being. Yeah, you've made some mistakes. You've done some things that have been seriously a problem for you and for others. But you're also a man who loves his son, who's a father, who cares for even a baby who you didn't even know.
You just don't take someone's kid, man.
And where'd you learn that?
I don't know.
That's not something that you might have learned in part from how your mom handles things?
No, my mom didn't tell me, hey, when you're jacking someone's car, make sure you bring the kids back.
No, I'm talking about how your mom taught you. I wondered if that's maybe what you were hearing when you were just around the corner, and maybe it was just a little too hard to hear her because of course she'd be disappointed. That's what you told me, and I believe you. But she'd be disappointed because she knows you. You're working really hard at making yourself out to be somebody who is just bad or just
I always have been, man. Or at least that's what everyone's always freaking told me, so.
You've told me again and again. You know the difference between right and wrong. Sometimes you've gone over that line and you've made some mistakes, but you've regretted. Not just because of the consequences, but because of what's right. So you couldn't quite go around that corner because there's your mom, a reminder of who you are. I get the fact you wouldn't want to see her as a zombie, of course. But you're turning that around that she'd see you as some kind of a badass zombie. And you're just going to toss away everything you know about her and everything you know about yourself.
I'm not tossing anything I know about her away. Why would I ever do that?
So that you could basically take on the role that you said everybody's put you in.
Well, she was no different. She also used to tell me I was bad. She was one of those people.
Oh. So maybe she was telling you you were bad because she knew you had the ability to be really good.
Maybe.
Well, I know that's a lot to think about, and who knows what that dream means exactly, but it sounds to me like it was possibly an encounter with one of the most important, if not the most important person in your life. Someone who knows you in a way that you're struggling to try to just push away and make not happen anymore. I don't think that's who you are, Jaylen. But then maybe I'm wrong, and maybe what I think doesn't really count. But I think it gives you an idea that maybe there's somebody in there.
What do you mean by that?
Maybe there's a person in you who's not just bad.
Look, man, I know I'm not all bad. Like, I get that. I love Jade, and that can't make me bad. I get that. But it doesn't... It's not like being a little good covers up the rest of everything, you know? If it did, I wouldn't be here. We wouldn't even have met, you know?
That's true. It doesn't cover up everything. But everything that's happened and everything you've done doesn't cover up who you are. That's the agenda. We've been talking about the path that you need to be on, where you need to go when you turn the corner, whatever that next corner is. So now we got a corner to turn between the two of us, because this is going to have to be the last time that we talk.
Like, you going on vacation or something?
No, it's not what I want, but it's what has to happen. I've been reassigned.
What?
Yeah. There's another facility where there's a dire need for psychologists like me. And I realize that doesn't justify me stopping with you midstream. But it is what it is. And that's our test.
How's that a fucking test?
It's a test because it's a challenge to you. It's a challenge to me to deal with that and do the best I can with it, right? Okay?
And this is the best you can with it?
And this is the best I can with it.
How does that make any sense?
I'll tell you in a minute, but I don't want to not finish. The challenge to you is to stay on that line of thought and that path. That's where your mom is. That's where your son is. That's where you are. That's the man I see.
Yeah, just not anymore, right?
No, I'll keep seeing you.
No, you just said you won't.
I will not stop seeing you. Just because we can't talk in person doesn't mean that
Man,
we're
don't
done.
give me that. That's bullshit. You know, if you're not here, you're not seeing me. That's what I mean. Come on.
No, it's the same thing as you seeing Jade when he's not here, you seeing your mom even though she's not here.
I don't see her.
Ah, but you hear her.
Oh, so when I'm supposed to hear you, you're gonna stand on the other side of the fence with a megaphone and call out to me or something?
Well, actually,
that's stupid.
Actually, that probably makes more sense because you're probably going to remember more what we talked about than seeing me. And what we talked about is really important, Jaylen.
Yeah, you've been saying that.
It's because we've been talking about you and who you are and the path you're taking in your life. I know this is very hard.
No, it's not hard. It's bullshit.
That's a form of hard.
Sure, whatever. It's bullshit. Do you want to leave?
No.
Then don't. Seems easy enough.
Well, I'm not in exactly the same position as you, but
Right, you have a choice whether or not you can leave this place. I can't.
actually, I have a choice, but I also have to make the choice based upon what I believe is right.
Right, so what do you believe is right then?
That where there's a need, that's where I need to go.
So I don't need you?
I think that you do need what we've done, and I think you need to keep that. It's not going to be easy for me not to talk with you, but there is another need, and that's sometimes what leads to turning around. This is my way of turning around, and I don't want to turn around and leave you. But
Then don't.
That's
You're
why
literally saying that's what you're doing, and then you're telling me you don't want to do it.
I'm not leaving you, except in the sense that I won't be here to talk with.
That's leaving, Doc. Are you not listening to yourself? You're saying you don't want to leave, you're not gonna, but you'll be leaving. But I'm supposed to just remember everything that we talked about, and that's enough? That's fine. Man, I'm not gonna think about this anymore.
I think you will.
No, I won't. If I don't have to come back in here again, I'm just gonna stop fucking caring about it. Like, I come here because I'm supposed to, I listen to you because I'm supposed to, I say the things I'm supposed to say. If you think that's helping me, that's fine. But like, once you're gone, if you're not coming back, I'm supposed to just be like, sit down in my room and pretend I'm fucking talking to you or something?
I get what you're saying, and I also know that you're not going to forget what we talked about. I'm telling you that there are going to be a lot of corners in your life, and around some of them, you're going to find your mom, and around some others, you might actually find me. Not because I'm such a special person, but because I know you. What I want is for you to take what we've talked about and continue on the path that you're...
Yeah, I'll keep staying on my path, which is being in here for...
No, the path that you've talked about with me, which is a whole different path. It's a turn of the corner. It's a fundamentally different path.
Right.
It's a path based on who you are, the man who I see, who your mom sees, who your son sees.
Yeah, what about what I see?
That's important.
Yeah?
And the mirror that we've been holding up?
No, I ain't talking about what I see in myself. I'm talking about what I see in you. Because you say the man I see. What about the man I see sitting here? Because what I see is someone who's not fighting for me. That's some bullshit. You know that? Who tells you that you leave and you're just like, oh, you drop everything, you have to do whatever the fuck they say? What kind of man lives his life like that?
Well, I guess I have a way of fighting for you that isn't...
Fighting? This is fighting to you? This is some fucking bullshit, dude.
We're both fighting for something here. And it's for you to have the life that you truly deserve.
Man, you can say everything you want to say. You don't believe that. You don't actually care about me living the life I want to live.
Well, I guess it might seem that way, but that's not what you know from our talks. I'm not just here...
What I know is you're going to go to some other facility, start talking to someone else, and you'll think about them, and that'll be the name on your mind, and you ain't going to think about me no more. And that's that. Or if you do, it'll be remember that guy I talked to that one time? You ain't going to care about where I'm at.
I think you may have missed something about me here, and that's that I will be thinking about you. I'm not going to forget you, Jaylen.
Yeah, you fucking said that plenty, but I don't know if I believe you, man.
I guess time will tell, right?
No, it's already told.
No, it's just beginning. It's just beginning, Jaylen.
No, actually, as you said, it's ending. This is ending. Nothing else is beginning once this ends. This is ending. And then what? I just sit in my room now?
I hope you'll think about what we've talked about.
Right, you hope I'll think. Think about what we said.
And
yeah,
remember...
I'll do plenty of fucking thinking. There ain't shit else to do in here but think.
I know. That's the challenge. You got a great mind and you're a great man. But I also know you're deeply disappointed in me.
I don't give a fuck about you. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, I ain't gonna think about this anymore. And that's that.
As long as you turn that corner in the direction that you need to go.
Man, shut up with the fucking corners, man. What, are we fucking done now then? Man.